What the? Golf is a hyper-realistic golfing simulator, and if you're listening on my podcast, that was a joke. What the Golf is a silly game about hitting something at something else, and I'm specifically vague about that because what you can hit and what you can hit at can vary between a horse, a house, a cat, a crater, the moon, a person, a soccer ball, a moving truck, a sponge, and the list goes on and on and on. But to simplify the gameplay, you have a meter that indicates how hard you hit the object and in what direction you're going to hit the object. Now that might sound super simple, but I assure you there's a ton of content in this game and it does not get stale. I played the game for 8 hours and that was just the main campaign. There's also a versus mode, special episodes. The developers are releasing special content to come out later. There's even a level editor for you to make your own levels. I've said before that I don't typically 100% a game. I just play it to beat it. With this one, that was not the case. I knew right away I was going to 100% this game. Each level has 3 mini games. The first one is just kind of getting the hang of it. All you need to do is hit the target. The second and third are a little hard to describe. They're usually a more challenging aspect of the initial level. Either you have a certain number of strokes to hit the target, or there's a whole new gameplay mechanic that you have to consider. Sometimes you're a chair racing an animal, if that paints the picture at all. But I beat all 3 mini games every time before moving on to the next hole. The levels are short and sweet, but there's so much potential in them that I wanted to experience more of it before moving on. In this game is hard to put down because each level is like opening a present. There's usually an overarching theme to what the levels are going to be in a certain section, but you never know what the developers are going to do with that theme. One of my favorite gaming franchises is WarioWare, and this game borrows a lot of excellent concepts from those games. For example, there's a great tempo to this game. Occasionally a level will hang you up for a little while with its difficulty, but usually not for more than a couple minutes. And as I'm sure you can see from some of this gameplay footage, the creativity here is excellent. Some of my favorites were launching a golfer off of a couch over a crevasse into a golf pole. Another one of my favorites that I did a couple times was you have to shoot a bouncy red ball into the flag without the bouncy blue balls hitting the flag. I'm also a sucker for any game that throws Big Lebowski references into it.
Over the line!
Huh?
I'm sorry, Smokey. You were over the line. That's a foul.
And there were a lot of neat Easter eggs sprinkled throughout the whole game. Even the traversal in this game is fun and silly. You travel from level to level by hitting your putt-putt golf ball to the next level, ricocheting off walls along the way. And I can't forget about the music in this game. I don't know how this studio came up with having a chorus sing What the Golf and have it sound fun and catchy and not repetitive, but somehow they managed to do that. It perfectly went with the rest of the game. And I don't have much more to say about this game. It's wrought with creativity and care, and the game was fun from start to finish. So where did I put it in my ranking? I put it at my number 4 spot. But you know what? Dispatch was such an incredible story. When a game makes me feel a feeling other than happy, I've got to give it some credit. So you know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to move Dispatch up to my number 2 spot. Motion Wreck was really special, but I think Dispatch beat it up. But I feel good about Motion Wreck going over What the Golf because I like a little more challenge in my game. And Motion Wreck made me test my wit with some really interesting puzzles. While What the Golf was a pretty comfortable ride from beginning to end. With that being said, What the Golf was a fantastic game. And if you like this mini game style format, I highly recommend you pick this one up. Thanks for watching.